We start, though, this afternoon with breaking news in Washington. Within the last hour, we're learning that the White House was put on lockdown. The Secret Service says an individual was shot by law enforcement near the Washington Monument. Now, in this video, you can see a police presence there in the background. Reports say that the lockdown was brief, but we're still waiting for more information at this hour. We'll bring you more on that breaking news as it develops. Let's get now to the Tanner Horner trial this afternoon. It is coming to an end as the jury will soon begin deciding if Horner will face the death penalty for murdering 7-year-old Athena Strand more than 3 years ago. Today, the panel saw a witness who fought to be heard in this case, releasing his story publicly to make it on the stand. The trial still underway, but Rebecca Lopez has a breakdown of everything that has come out in court so far.
Today, the jury heard the final testimony in the Tanner Horner trial, and one of the last witnesses was a man that the defense wanted to keep off the stand. A man who says he was raised as Tanner Horner's cousin testified, saying Tanner Horner sexually abused him twice as a child and once talked about wanting to kill someone. The defense did not want him to testify and asked the judge to exclude his testimony. However, the judge did allow the jury to hear it. The man told the jury he came forward on his own, posting his story on Facebook. Prosecutors pointed to his testimony as evidence of a pattern of violence. One of the questions the jury has to answer is, will Tanner Horner continue being a threat to society?
I was scared of Tanner. He was bigger than me. He's beaten me up before.
Jurors also heard from the defense's final expert, a psychologist who testified Horner's troubled childhood and mental conditions made it difficult for him to handle stress. But prosecutors pushed back, arguing Horner knew exactly what he was doing when he kidnapped and killed 7-year-old Athena Strand. Closing arguments are tomorrow at 9 o'clock, and then the jury will decide, will Tanner Horner get life in prison or go to death row? In Fort Worth, I'm Rebecca Lopez. Back to you.
And of course, we'll have more on that trial later in our newscasts today. The trial still going on right now. We'll have updates 5 and 6 o'clock tonight. In the meantime, our gavel-to-gavel coverage is streaming right now on our website and on WFAA Plus, the app that you can get straight on your smart TV totally for free. You can watch the trial there live and listen to our senior criminal justice reporter Tanya Iser with her group of experts. She is doing that gavel to gavel there. The U.S. Supreme Court has restored mail order access to the abortion pill mifepristone while it reviews that case. A 3-judge panel in New Orleans had previously restricted access, saying the new FDA rules undermined Louisiana's abortion ban. The panel ordered the drug to be given out in person only, but the nation's highest court will now review this case, and mifepristone will remain available by mail and through telehealth, at least for now. We are learning more today about the mass shooting at an Oklahoma lake over the weekend. Investigators say a large group of young adults were having a party at Arcadia Lake just 20 miles north of Oklahoma City last night. That party was advertised across multiple social media platforms, drawing many to the lake. Sometime after 9 p.m., multiple 911 calls started coming in about an active shooter at the campgrounds there.
I would guesstimate probably 200 to 300 rounds were shot up, is what it seemed like. We just heard people saying, yelling in their cars, they're over there shooting, they're over there shooting.
Police say they're not releasing any suspect information, but there's no threat to the public, they say. At least 23 people were hurt in this, but it's unclear how many people suffered gunshot wounds. Police estimate there could be many more since many of those victims drove themselves to the hospital. 3 are listed in critical condition and 4 are in serious condition. All right, closer to home now. The cause of a multi-car crash near Irving is now under investigation. It happened last night along Loop 12 just after 11 p.m., stopping traffic for miles. All northbound lanes had to be closed down for hours while crews worked to clear the scene and divert traffic. We reached out to Irving Police for more details. Right now, though, we do note that Loop 12 is back open. That's the good news. For a look at what else is happening out there on the roadways this afternoon, though, let's turn to Stacia Wilson. Hopefully you've got more good news.
Well, You know, it's all relative, right, Jason? You could always have more traffic out there. Right now, not looking like too bad of an afternoon. However, we are seeing a slowdown in Denton County. So if you're in this area, not such great news for you. Here's what we're seeing there. This is 35W northbound. Slower traffic as it's heading toward the I-35E, 35W split. And it looks like road work, just ongoing road work in that area has really slowed things down. Honestly, this is the biggest issue we're seeing right now as far as any type of backup. We did have slower traffic along the southbound lanes of 75. We had an accident there that cleared, but traffic's still taking a couple minutes to pan out. Heading on over to the Carrollton-Louisville area. Take a look at this. Another weekend where we're seeing road work along 35E at PGBT, and this time, this direct connector ramp that's going to close tonight, and it's going to close nightly from now through April 15th. So this one's a long one. Cassie?
Thanks, Stacia. You know, today it's been absolutely beautiful weather-wise. We've had plenty of sunshine, temperatures nice and warm, pretty seasonal though. Temperatures made it into the low 80s so far. It's been a little windy though. That's been a little bit of a nuisance, but if that's the only complaint, that's not bad. South wind gusts over 30 miles an hour. We're at 82 degrees in Denton, 82 in Decatur, 81 in McKinney, just 79 right now in Greenville. Satellite and radar showing all the sun that we had earlier in the day. Now we are noticing some increasing high clouds moving in from the west, so calling it partly cloudy this evening and overnight tonight. So we will keep some clouds around, but we will stay rain free. Temperatures drop into the 70s late this evening. Overnight, I think tomorrow morning we wind up in the upper 60s. It's still going to be pretty windy during that time. Now, tomorrow does look pretty hot. We're going to talk about how far temperatures will climb and who could see rain and storms in the days ahead coming up in just a little bit.